I personally have experienced, I would say, two major disruptions in my life that changed the course, changed the trajectory of where I was headed. The first one happened in grade school, where I was told by a very well-meaning fourth grade teacher that I actually wasn't that great at art, because at the time I wasn't coloring within the lines, because I wasn't performing the task to the rules that were given. So even though she was probably meaning to be encouraging and have me color within the lines, to me, I took it as I'm not a very good artist. And so children migrate towards that which they're affirmed for. I wasn't affirmed for art. I was affirmed for getting 20 out of 20 on my spelling tests, for doing well on my math tests. So I moved that direction and left my creative side, my artistic side, my painting and drawing side completely behind, because it wasn't something I was affirmed for. And I became a very good student, a very efficient student. I went to business school. I got a great job that at the time made a decent amount of money, but I hadn't pursued my creativity at all. And through that time, I was a very operationally efficient student. I was able to take in the information that teachers and professors were giving, kind of hold the information long enough, and then regurgitate it back out at test time. So I became a very operationally efficient student. But what I lacked was this problem-solving capability. If I was given a blank sheet of paper without knowing what to study for the test, I didn't know how to handle that. And so I hadn't been given the proper skills by which to be able to adapt to any distractions, disruptions, and my business was going along perfectly up until I was about 30 years old, at which point everything imploded following the dot-com bomb. And for me, I was wrecked, largely because everything that I thought I had all of a sudden slipped away from me. All of my financial net worth, all of my business acumen, everything that I had done successfully up to that point, all of a sudden was wiped clean. And that's what I would call was the second major disruption. So at first, going from childlike innocence and creativity into being a very operationally efficient student, into being an adult and a business professional, and then having that taken away again, and not through some triumphant, now I'm going to try something else. It was a great struggle for me personally, a huge dent to my ego. But at that point, I ventured off into this wanderlust land of creativity and art, and anything that had nothing to do with business is what was attracted to me at that point. And this was around the age of 30. And that was the second major disruption, where I began to explore creativity. And as I began to explore innovation, creativity, art, hang out with artists, I realized that they had these cool, tricked out, awesome ideas, this crazy cool imagination, but they oftentimes didn't have any way to build their brand, build their audience, build their tribe. So they'd create these cool songs, these cool pieces of artwork, these cool photographs, but no way by which to be able to build a business. And so a lot of them became struggling artists, or became kind of self-absorbed, or angry at the world, or the world didn't get me. And so at that point I realized that it wasn't creativity by itself, it wasn't business by itself, it was the merging of the two together. I didn't then experience both worlds, and that's where a lot of my programs, presentations, writings have all been derived from. Where those major disruptions in my life that certainly weren't comfortable, but created opportunities going forward that I hadn't previously seen.